Well, good day to you. Welcome back to Brooks Family Fixins. It's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma. Just wanted to do some videos on a water station that I'm building. This is going to filter pond, river water, lake water, whatever water source you've got. The idea is, in a grid down situation, how are you getting clean, fresh water to you, to your family? Also, I really like to have mobile phones, tablets, those types of things, and I really like solar. So my solution has got to incorporate all that stuff. It might increase the cost of it just a little bit, but I feel like the more useful my end product is, the more likely I am to use it on a daily basis. And so what you're about to see is the water pump power station build. So this is going to be a multiple video solution, but this is just the power station build. So I hope you enjoy it. Please like, comment, subscribe. I think that you're going to see something original in this video. A friend from work donated this ammo can to me, and this is going to work out perfectly. I just need to have room for a battery here and the pump, and then fittings all the way around it. So I went ahead and just painted it blue because that just seems like the color of water to me. And I'm going to mount this on the inside. So I went ahead and drilled some holes in the side of the can here. Now the next thing is to open it up and start mounting the pump inside that can. So we're going to clean off these burrs that I just made when I was drilling the side of it. But we're going to mount this inside so that the mount is on this side, and you can see that I'm going to direct the water out the other side. The goal is to have my ports over here in and out for water, have electrical, so that all of the stuff to plug in will just be on the outside. I'll be able to keep this sealed. We'll seal up all these openings, all these holes that I'm creating in here, and hopefully we'll have a watertight container, because the lithium batteries don't handle water very well. But that's the goal, and this is as far as I've gotten so far. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that pump in there and start measuring for the water connections here. The pump station is coming together pretty good, so I went ahead, and you can see the bolts on the back here. I bolted the pump in place. Now this is just going to be held in place for just a little while because I need to measure stuff. I'm going to take this back out. But you see that the pump has one arm that's going out here. This is reversible. It's got a switch that goes both ways. So one of these will be the intake, and one of these will be the out, and it'll be reversible while I'm running it. I'm actually going to take this elbow off and run this one straight out the back of the can. So there's going to be one hole there, and we're just going to pretend, just for conversation's sake, that this is going to be our intake right here. So our intake is going to be connected to these filters. When you throw this into the water, whatever water source you're getting it from, you need to be able to filter out the twigs and the sticks, and I guess twigs and sticks are the same thing, but leaves and mud and other debris, you want to be able to filter that out. So the water going through the line is going to be at whatever pressure it is. By dividing it like this, and then also increasing the size of the collection area, we're reducing the amount of pressure at any one spot in these sieves. And what that's going to do is it's going to suck up less dirt and more water, because there's just less pressure. Less pressure means there's going to be less holding that stuff suspended in the water. So hopefully it falls out a little bit better. And also, if one of these areas gets a little bit of leaf action on it and blocks it off, it's still going to continue to pull, because there's plenty of surface area on both of these. The pump itself, as part of its warranty, also claims that you have to have an inline filter. I personally think that the medium that's in there is about the same size as what these sieves are, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So then that's going to run into our pump. Our somewhat filtered dirty water is going to run into the pump, and then it's going to run out this way. So this is our pump box. The only thing that we're missing now, we're going to have to cut a hole in here to be able to mount our switch. It's going to be mounted in the side there, so we can switch it one way or the other. And then we'll have our battery pack sitting in here. The last thing we need is to be able to charge this whole system. So I am going to have a charging spot also mounted in the side. So the side of our ammo can is going to have 4 holes in it. 2 for pipes, 2 for wires or switches, and then of course these mounting. All of these things have holes that we're going to have to drill. So there's going to have a whole bunch of holes, but 4 of them that are going to be useful to us once it's finished. So that's kind of the idea. The other side over here, so this is gonna, we've brought it in our dirty water, slightly cleaned with a first stage filtration, getting out the big stuff, and then from there this is going to run into our pipe with our additional filtration medium inside of here. So that is the bigger picture, but for now we're putting together this ammo can holding our electronics and with our water pump and a battery and all that. So now that I've finished cutting a bunch of holes in my ammo can here, it's time to start putting all this stuff inside. So all this needs to fit in there. We're looking at battery, pump, switches, all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and get at it.
My, your hands move quickly.
Only when I see something I want, Mrs. Callahan.
Okay, so now that I have the pump installed, it's solid, it's not moving at all. What I want to do, this switch goes side to side, and I'd like to make it so that the switch goes that way, that it's pushing the water out of this side. And if the switch goes this way, it's pushing the water out of this side. So the direction that you point the switch is the direction that it's pushing the water. And the reason that I wanted to do it this way is, let's say that we've got our line thrown out into the lake, right? Or the river or whatever. And it's got leaves and sticks and mud or whatever kind of debris around the filters. Well, if I want to back flush the water back through here, I want to be able to flip the switch and kind of clear the blockage without pulling everything in. I don't know how much of a problem that's going to be, but that's the reason that I did it this way. So I made sure that the valves, these quick release valves that I got, the couplings do not have valves inside of them. Some of these have one-way valves that only go one direction. So these don't have anything like that. I should theoretically just be able to blow right through it. And it looks like it got caught in there. But in any case, what I'm trying to do right now is the motor doesn't care which way is positive and which way is negative. That's why it's got the reversing. So both of these are green in my wiring. So what I want to do is whichever one goes that way is going to be the orientation. So if I turn this on and it's blowing the wrong way, then I'll just flip these two greens to the other wire and we should be good to go. And that appears to be backwards. However, it's not letting me flip the switch there. I must have, this has got a, the screw here is in the way. So we'll have to fix that. All right, let's go ahead and try this again. See which way the air is blowing through here. Okay, I can feel that on this side. I also feel that on this side. These are crossed over correctly. I wonder if the internal circuitry of the switch does the switch for me. Let's find out. Feel that on this side. Well, I'm not quite sure, but let's get some water in here and see which way it goes, and then we'll adjust it later. Alright, what I'm doing right now, this down here is a power meter. And it's also got some USB ports in it. So why not make this even cooler? That took a lot more than I was expecting it to. All right. So, I've disconnected the switch again. But that shouldn't matter to test this. So, let's go ahead and see what kind of electronics we have to work with here. .5 volts, USB ports, and a charging station. This actually gives you the same 13.5. It'll come out the same port here as well. So, looks like it's coming together just like I'd hoped. So, let's finish putting the box together. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Now we need to see if it works. So both the intake, because the water can flow both directions, it needs to have an inline filter on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the side that has pressure, in this case this side, I've got a little pressure tester on here. This is the side that I run out of little crimp rings, so I'll have to get some more, but we're going to do those on these sides, like so. So this is where all the crimp rings are going to go, over here. Okay, now comes the test. So what we've got our pump box, we have our intake line with this quick release, and we've got the pressure side. Now the thing that I'm not sure about this, you can see that the arrow on this is going towards the pump. I'll explain that at a different time, but right now what I'm not sure about is this. I think this is supposed to be on the suction side, and I don't know that it can handle the pressure that I'm planning on putting through this pump. So I may end up having to lose this, but we will see. Alright, let's go ahead and shut that off. Ooh, let's run it in reverse just to see. Oh, that is not reverse. That is very much the same direction. I'll have to fix that. Alright, pressure test. Okay, now what I'm concerned about is that this thing is going to explode. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and turn our pressure pump on. Alright. Oh! It didn't take long for it to fill up. It's up to pressure, and it looks like it's holding right at 70 psi, which is a little higher than I was hoping for, but look, that's handling the pressure just fine. I actually want to turn it down just a little bit because I don't want it quite that high. Any leaks? Oh, man. Here, let's turn this down. We're going to shut it off. Ah, exciting. All right, I'm going to continue to tinker with this off camera, and we'll see how it goes. Well, with the exception of the switch that doesn't reverse, this thing is a pumpin' fool. It's pretty exciting to see how this thing runs. So I'm just going to let it sit out here and clean out the pipes and everything. There's a little bit of a vinyl smell in there. So let that continue to run for a bit and drain down the battery, because the next thing I need to test is the battery charger that I built for this. It's a big project.